It looks fine, looking good all the time.
Peekaboo! Alright, it's into May. I'm going to do a quick garden tour. Just what we got growing on right now at this point in time. This area here, you watched me plant some of these fruit trees. I planted 3 more since you've seen. I planted 2 peaches and a plum. And then I planted 7 blueberry bushes in between each one. They're all pretty small. The blueberry bushes are all pretty little. The fruit trees are all doing pretty good for the most part. Assuming some of those aren't looking real well. But some went through and I didn't have enough cardboard, so I had to get some paper. But I put cardboard down and put some wood chips, and I'm going to finish this out whenever I get the time. But right now, I got some more stuff I need to get put in the garden. So this is a peach tree. It looks pretty good. That's about how all the trees look. They all look pretty good. This bed here is where we put the asparagus at last fall, and as you can see, it's coming up pretty good. And then I put peas in. it, and then there's a bunch of weeds growing in it, but I'm not going to worry too much about the weeds. More or less just use it for a cover crop. And then this fall I'll mow it all down. I'll mow it all down and try to get the weeds out of it this fall. So up here, that's going to be our raspberry patch. I'm going to cover it up with wood chips this summer, and then I will this fall when they go dormant up behind the house, I'll dig them up and bring them down here. It got too late on me. So right now in the garden, in the main area of the garden, you watch me get it ready for the most part. But this here's watermelon on this end, and down there's some winter squashes on the far end of the first row. This row here, this is going to be some jalapeno peppers will be there where them holes are. And I got some cantaloupes. Actually, I got these here, the bottom ones are cantaloupes, sorry, and these up here's watermelons. I do apologize. Then on the far end is cucumbers. This row here is Peppercini Peppers, and on the far end is Marconi peppers. You got to keep them far away. Hopefully they're far enough away so that the sweet peppers don't get hot. They might get hot on you if you don't, but they should be far enough away. I'm going to put, I think, 15 artichokes in between them there. Up here, this patch right here, this is zucchini. They don't look the best. They didn't look real good when I planted them, but hopefully they'll be alright. I might have to start new ones and redo them. Not real sure. These 2 rows here will be corn. I need to get that put in, but I got some weeds I need to get weeded again. I'll probably do that yet this evening. Hopefully I have time to. So each of those 30-inch beds will have 3 rows of sweet corn in each one. And here's peas, which I'm pretty sure you saw me put the peas in. If not, I talked about them before. And then onions in the middle, and on the far end will be a sweet cayenne pepper is what that'll be on the far end. I think there's like 10 of them or something. And the snap peas are doing real good. And there's peas on yet, but they're flowered up and they look good. This bed here's the potatoes that you had watched us plant. This bed here is going to be shell out beans, which I'm going to get them in tonight. Them along with all the other stuff that I got dug up. This here's going to be jalapeno peppers or hot chilies. I'm not sure if I want to put the jalapenos here or the hot chilies down below, but either way it's going to be hot peppers on this side. Here is tomatoes. We put these in the other night. I think we got 73 tomato plants total. The lower row is paste and canning tomatoes, and the upper row is all cherry tomatoes. And this here's just square tubing. I got it off an Amish to make a trellis out of. I'll just droop strings down across there and hook them up like I do in the cattle panel. So I'm gonna cross the road and alright, so this row here is carrots on this side and beets on the far side. The carrots are actually doing pretty good. I need to get some weeds pulled out in there, but for the most part, that's a pretty nice looking carrot patch. It's still sporadic, but it's better than normal. That's my wife's phone if you're wondering what that was. This right here is all grain corn. Not sure how many. It's pretty sporadic too, but I can't remember what kind that is. I got some Haas Tools days where it came from. It's all doing pretty good. This here's beets on this side and carrots on the far side. The carrots on the far side of this bed I don't think germinated quite as good as the first batch of carrots did. These here's 2 rosy green beans. They're looking really good. They're probably, most of those seeds I put in probably 2 weeks ago. This here's spinach and it looks great. We took a bunch to the farmer's market this past Saturday and sold out pretty quick, so we'll have way more for this Saturday coming. And on the far end is onions, and they're looking good. And the garlic patch looks awesome. I just can't believe how good it actually looks. It's doing really good. So hopefully we have a lot of good garlic out of it this year, I hope. This patch up here, this row, is Swiss chard, which it's pretty sporadic, and kale on the far end. The kale looks good, but the Swiss chard's kind of hit and miss for some reason. And then here, this patch right here is the sunflowers that you'd seen us harvest the seeds for, and I planted a couple of weeks ago. They're coming up. They're not all coming up yet, but they're starting to come up, and that's probably a week or less since I put those in the ground. But they're there, as you can see. And along these roads, but it is what it is. This patch here are Jerusalem artichokes, sunchokes, whatever you want to call them. They're coming up good, and actually I don't know how it got in there. It's probably through the compost. If you look real close right there's a potato. I have no idea how it got there. We ain't had potatoes in this bed for years. Then there's a mustard plant there too. So, and another potato. Just let them grow, see what they do. Actually, there's fair many potatoes in there. Huh? Must have came through the compost somehow. And actually, if you look real close right there's an asparagus plant coming up. Right there. Actually, right there's another one. Huh? There's another one. It had to come through the compost. Cool. And this is our asparagus patch. We've been eating asparagus a fair bit of it for the last while. In fact, one of my favorite things to do in the garden is grab a piece like that and just make sure there ain't no bugs on it, which normally there's not. And, just eat it like that. If you've never eaten fresh asparagus like that, you don't know what you're missing, because that's delicious. There's some Egyptian walking onions in that patch. Over here's some more potatoes. These are mostly white potatoes on the upper side, and the lower side is a couple rows of red that we had left over from the big garden down below. And I put some ginger root in here, but it yet hadn't came up. Whether it does or not, I don't know. Hopefully it will. But I didn't notice where it had come up yet. And our apple trees, they got apples. They're loaded with apples. I looked at them the other day. There's apples all over. I'll probably have to thin them down. There's a lot of apples on there. I don't know if you can see them in the camera or not, but they're there. Then the pink lady's the same way. It's clear full. Here's a pretty big rhododendron. It's huge and it's starting to open up. It's really getting pretty. You can see how big it is. So this little bed here's got lettuce in it. It's coming up. It almost got too hot for lettuce when I put it in, but it'll be what it'll be. And these here's are artichokes I'm going to plant. They need it in the ground. They're needing some nutrients. That soil ain't got much in it. I'm not gonna walk in there, but that's our tomato patch, which you've seen several times. I need to go back through and prune it. There's some of them's got some kind of weird, funky disease on. I'm not sure what that is, but there's 3 or 4 of them in there that's looking pretty rough. And that's ginger on that side, and I put turmeric in over here, but it's not coming up for some reason. I don't know what's wrong with the turmeric, why it don't come up. And there's our chickens. They're growing pretty big. They're not all coming out. They go crazy for them mules. There's another one. A couple more missing. At least one missing. Why she's not out. There. So we moved them here probably 3 or 4 days ago. We moved them from this spot. They were behind where my wife is right now, the camera lady. We moved them here, I think Thursday evening last week after they went to bed. I moved them down here. They seem to really like it down here, so they'll be here for probably another week or so before I'll move them again. They're really enjoying life, so they're actually, today is their 5th week birthday. Today they're 5 weeks old, so
Happy birthday, chickies!